Another weekly instalment of the Brothers Weekly Wrap. This week we come with a little bit of misfortune in that our proposed trial games against Townsville Brothers on the weekend were unfortunately cancelled due to the weather. Townsville, of all places, received a hammering early last week, and unfortunately the grounds just didn't recover in time for us to be able to play our games down there. Of all places, Townsville received a fair hammering early last week. They copped about 400 mil overnight down there, which rendered their fields out of action, and unfortunately some continued showers through the week just didn't allow it to dry up enough for us to be able to play. We had a lot of disappointed players. They've been ripping in with their training over the last couple of weeks, and everyone was putting their hand up ready for a weekend away down in Townsville, as you could well imagine. This week of training, the boys have been ripping in, really stepping it up a level. We've been fortunate enough to have the referees from the Cairns District Referees Association pop down to training last night to join in with a little bit of the conditioning, see what the players go through, try and develop a little bit more of a relationship between the players and the referees as well, so that we can try and stay on the good side of the referees' count throughout the season, but also just to have the referees try and explain a couple of the new rule changes for season 2014. So on the injury front, unfortunately we've got a couple of guys who suffered a few knee issues lately. Big Pete Falafidu, he's had a bit of an ongoing issue with his knee, while T, he injured his knee in our first trial game when we played the Pride under-20s, which is a big shame. He was actually playing really well throughout that game, and I was keen to see him go again in another one of the trials. Added to this, my Pally Morshu, our star signing for 2014, he's also got a recurring knee injury, and he'll actually go in for surgery tomorrow and get a little bit of a scope done to clean it out, and hopefully it's a pretty positive prognosis and we get him back in hopefully 3 to 4 weeks back on the paddock and playing, as he's a very big part of our plans for this season. We've also had another couple of little niggles come out of some of the trial games. Slattery Mosby and Clearly Gila both having some shoulder dramas, and we've actually had Big Luke Badge go A over T while doing some extras on the Red Arrow, and unfortunately he's hurt his mind, he's back. Hopefully he'll be back sooner rather than later. So now as the season closes in, obviously a lot of the players are sticking their hand up, and competition for spots is really heating up. When we name our round 1 side, there'll be a lot of things that come into contention, but the players' attendance throughout the pre-season and pre-Christmas will be a big factor in the players that get given the nod. Obviously talent and ability will come into play, but we're very keen to reward those guys who've been training from the outset. Added to that, we've got guys who make, just on that training, we've got guys who make a massive commitment to get to the training. We've got guys who travel down from Mossman, and now we have 3 guys who travel down from up into the Atherton Tablelands, one from Mareeba, one from Walkerman, and one from in Atherton itself. So they're huge efforts and commitment from those guys to get to every training session every Tuesday, Thursday, when you talk about an hour plus travel each way. So those guys need to be commended, and it certainly does put a lot of heat on the rest of the squad to make sure that they're pulling their weight as well. Attention now turns to our annual Sportsman's Dinner, which will be held Friday 28th of February here at Brothers Leagues Club. We've got a special guest with Eric the Guru Growth, Senior, that is, for the younger guys. Former Parramatta, New South Wales and Australian legend. We've got comedian Steve Allison making the trip up from South East Queensland, and the night's going to be emceed by our very own Ben Groves, which is something that a lot of us are really looking forward to. I know that he's putting a lot of hard work into getting the background on a lot of the players and a lot of the special guests as well, so looking forward to a very entertaining night. If you're keen to get along, tickets from $90. There's sponsor packages available from $385, and tickets can be purchased from reception at Brothers Leagues Club.
Here comes the